I've been working at this stuff for 20 years. So it doesn't matter what question you ask me, I'll have something to say. Because, I've been in the trenches. I've worked as an organizer, as a state legislator, as a U.S. senator, as a civil rights attorney, on these issues on health care, on education. But here's the point. The problem we have right now is not a shortage of plans. The problem we have is that we can't get those plans implemented because you've got a resistant Congress. There are a lot of special interest lobbies that gum up the works in Washington. The American people aren't being heard, and sometimes they're not paying attention. We are divided by race or by these hot button issues like gay marriage that prevents us from forming coalitions to solve problems. And nobody's accountable. Nobody's accountable. Politics becomes a game. It's people shouting back and forth on cable, and and people run negative ads, and everybody's interested in who's winning and who's losing and who's up and who's down in the polls, and nothing gets done. So the reason that I talk the way I do is not just because I like hearing myself talk. I promise you, after 15 months, I would be happy to take a vow of silence and not say a word. I'd be happy just to sit in an office somewhere and solve all kinds of problems without ever having to give a speech. But the reason I want to reach people and move them is because the only way we're going to be able to bring about change is if the American people get involved and are motivated enough to hold Congress accountable, to hold the White House accountable, pay attention, be engaged in their community, feel hopeful about the possibilities of change, not feel cynical about how things are right now, because as tough as they are, we've been through tougher times before. The reason I talk about hope is not because I'm blindly optimistic. I know how hard it is to solve problems. The reason is because the essence of hope is imagining and then fighting for things that didn't seem possible before. And that's what we have to do right now. Do some things that don't seem possible right now, but really are if we put our mind to it, if we're unified.